What's up, guys? Welcome to another book bangin'. I feel like I haven't filmed one of these in a really long time, probably because I'm late again. My apologies. Thank you to everybody who already posted. I saw a few of them and I'm really excited to see more, and it's all about sci-fi this month. I don't know about you guys, but looking at some of when I did paranormal last month, I felt like there was a disconnect sometimes between sci-fi and paranormal. Like I didn't know which character might have fit into what, so I feel like two of the ones I picked could have been paranormal, but for some reason when I made my list of boys for the past few months, I put them on sci-fi for some reason, probably because I had too many paranormal. But regardless, I have some great guys, and my hot men of the month are to die for, so I can't wait to talk about them. And okay, so my first guy that I want to talk about, I don't have the cover for because it's on my other Kindle. I got a new one for Christmas anyway. But it is Trevor from Pivot Point and Split Second. You guys, Trevor made the entire book for me. I was swooning hardcore. I could not get enough of him. I love the cocky, confident guys, but there's something to be said about the quiet confidence and kind of silent-ish. I don't know how to explain it, but I just love Trevor. My heart went out to him. My next guy, these are the two are from the same book series, and I put them under sci-fi. Other people could probably fight for paranormal, but whichever. I'm still going to talk about them because I love them. The two guys I want to talk about are Thorn and Wolf from Scarlet and Cress. Wolf, I just can't. I think I was just talking to Alexa about him. I love him. Again, strong, confident, quiet, powerful, but not in the overconfident way like Thorn, who I also love because I love a good quick wit. I love something that's sarcastic and that can give it right back to me in the verbal arena, and I just love both these guys. I think they're so swoony, and how Wolf fights for Scarlet, I die, you guys. I just die. And Thorn, he's just hot. Captain of a ship. He is just super sarcastic and cocky, and I love it. And I think I've said those words about 100 times now, but it's true. My last guy for sci-fi, if you've read this book, you're totally going to just flip your ass because I love this book. I love this character. I read this book months ago, and I'm still so in love with it. It is Tarver from These Broken Stars. I absolutely fell in love with this book. You can see all I don't know if you can, the dog tags, kind of, yeah, a little bit. Oh my gosh, I love a man in the military, which brings me to my hot man of the month soon, but we'll wait on that. Love a man in the military. I love that duty, that honor, that just sense of fighting for something above you, and he's just so reliable, and he can take care of himself, and he takes care of everything in this book. I just love, love, love it. If you like Survivor Stories and you haven't read this, you need to read this. It's so good. It gives you a lot of feels. It's so, so good. Now, my hot men of the month. I think this is the most excited I've been to talk about two characters, because of course I can't just pick one, in a long time. The first one is, and don't judge the book by the cover, please, Rule by Jay Crownover. Can you see that, kinda? Okay, I need you to look at this cover, though. Is that supposed to be Rule? If you've read this book, you know Rule is over 6 foot. I think he's lean muscular, but he's a big guy, covered in tattoos, piercings, the works. Who is this 14-year-old awkward punk? I don't know who this is. It's definitely not Rule, I'll tell you that much. His covers are atrocious. I talk about him in my review, which goes up next week. I can't. I just can't. They're just ugly. Ugly. Anyway, Rule, like I said, tattoos, piercings, a very special piercing. Oh my gosh, he is totally that broken soul. Y'all know how I love my broken souls. And Shaw in the book has been in love with him her entire life. This book is so good. I've read the rest of them in the series, and they in no way live up to the very first book. And Rule just breaks my heart. How he ends up loving Shaw and changing his ways and growing from a horrible tragedy that he had in his life. He is perfect. I hate to say that word because I'm totally contradicting myself in a review about a book later in the series, but I love it. This book is close to perfect with the emotions, the perfect amount of drama. It is just amazing. If you haven't read this book, you should read it. I love it. And especially if you like guys with tattoos and piercings. They all have tattoos and piercings. They're all hot. Read that book. Okay. I'm going to try really, really hard not to talk about this book, my second Hot Man of the Month, for an hour. Because I have a feature that I'm starting. Because I read this book, I created a whole new feature. And I'll talk about it more then. But I'll give you a little hint now. It's going to be called Book Pushin'. Like, get it? Book bangin', book pushin'. About books that I really will push. I don't usually push books. It's very rare. There's one other book that I can think of that'll be, featured in the feature. But I'll talk a little bit about it more in the feature. But this book is the reason I started that thing that I will be starting. If I say the word feature again, I'm going to punch myself in the face. But it's the reason I started this new feature that will be up on Friday. And it is Alex from the Bronze Horseman. If you've talked to me on Twitter in the last 2 weeks, you'll know how much I love this book. And I can't talk about the book itself because I'll be talking about it in a whole other video on Friday, so I can only talk about Alex in this. Alex. OMG. You guys, if you're watching this video, if you know about this feature, if you've been on my blog, you know how important book boyfriends are to me and how swoony I love them. Okay. We all know we have a lot of book boyfriends. You all know how important they are to me. With that said, it is hard to make my list, okay? Especially like a top 5. You guys, Alex rivals Z as my #1 book boyfriend of all time. I am not kidding. This is not a drill, people. Not a drill. This is a chunk of a book. It's 800 pages. So I brought this book with me because this girl I met in Europe, this girl I met in Europe was reading it and she's like, oh, it's really good. I've always loved Russian culture. Yeah, I said this in my first book banging video. All my kids will probably have Russian names because I just love them. So this is about Russia when the Germans invaded Russia and like the siege of Leningrad. So Alex is in the army and he falls in love with Tatiana, and Alex is just the swooniest of the swoon. He's not perfect. He definitely has a temper, which weirdly I just love. And he is, I just can't. You need to read this book. You need to read this book. It's the first book of Book Pushin'. I want everyone to read this book because I love it that much. It's so good. Don't let the size scare you. It goes by super quick. Can you see all the... I'm trying to get the lighting right. Those are, like, every 15 pages, I was marking something. I wrote in the book, where is it? I don't know. I was writing notes about things. Alex is protective. He is strong. He is capable. He does things for Tatiana that just will make you want to die. Like, it is so good. It's so much drama. And I can't talk about the book. I just need to talk about Alex. Alex is perfection. I'm serious, guys. He is a top 2. Z booted out Will Herondale quite a while ago. Alex has not booted out Z, but he's a close second. There's 2 more books in the series, so we're gonna see where he ends up. But he is a top 2. This is serious business. All right. With that said, read The Bronze Horseman. Read Rule. Loving the sci-fi, especially Tarver. And I can't wait to see what you guys pick. I've got a lot of good stuff. Oh, it's tomorrow. This is going up on Thursday, so my entire rant about this will go up tomorrow, so I hope you guys check back because I'm going to probably talk for an hour. No, not really. But it'll be like a video review and book pushing. So, peace and love. Thanks for tuning in, and I can't wait to see what boys you pick this month. Bye!